The Google Pixel 4a may be the best smartphone deal ever, and it may be one of my favorite phones of all time. Let's get into it. There is a catch, though.
Skip it up and that up.
So if you remember, about a year ago, I reviewed the Google Pixel 4 XL, and for its price, I wasn't a fan. It was a cool phone. It had the high refresh rate screen, 90 hertz. It could take good stills, but the video quality on it was mediocre, for the price anyway, and the battery life was atrocious. It was bad. And there's no way I could justify recommending that phone when you could have gotten an iPhone 11, even the 64 gigabyte one, which offered a much better camera, better night mode, and was all around just a much better phone. But now Google has come out with the Pixel 4a. And for $350, you get 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage, a 1080p OLED display, which I think is gorgeous. You get a 3,140 milliamp hour battery, and a whole hell of a lot of phone. It even comes with a fast charger. No wireless charging, but it actually comes with a charger that'll charge your phone quickly. Apple. All right, so anyway, let's talk about the 4a's design. It's plastic. It's not glass. It has like a sanded plastic on the back or a brushed plastic feel. It isn't that soft touch rubbery plastic, but it feels nice. It doesn't feel cheap to me like some other reviews I've seen have said. Has a fingerprint sensor in the perfect spot on the back. It's not very tactile. Sometimes you will miss it because unless you have a case, there really is no way to feel. But I would say 98% of the time, my finger just naturally goes where the fingerprint sensor is. So it's not really a big deal. You have a super clicky power button and volume rocker. They feel really good. And on the front screen, you have a hole punch for the front-facing camera. And I think it's perfect. I like it better than a notch. It's small. It's in the top left corner. Not a big deal. And last but not least, look at the top of the phone. There's a headphone jack. A headphone jack in 2020. Even on budget phones, those are becoming a rarity. The front-facing camera is an 8-megapixel sensor, and the rear-facing camera is a 12.2 megapixel sensor. There's one camera back there, no telephoto lens, no wide-angle shot lens. That's it. All of the magic is done in software with Google phones, and this phone takes some pretty damn good pictures and some decent video. Decent. So I want to bring up the elephant in the room with the Pixel 4 XL, and that's performance. I've seen a lot of other reviews on this phone saying that the 3140 milliamp hour battery, it's mediocre in battery life, and I don't agree with that. I could beat the crap out of this thing, play games, do whatever, and I still have a ton of battery left at the end of the day. I think the battery life on this phone is incredible, and I think that's due in part to the low-res 1080p screen and due to the fact that it is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 730G, which also I've seen quite a few complaints about, and I'm confused. Now, a lot of reviews I've seen. Now, I'm coming from an iPhone 11 Pro Max, and that is the fastest phone in the game. The A13 Bionic chip in the iPhone 11 Pro Max beats the even new Snapdragon 865 Plus from Qualcomm in benchmarks. Fastest phone out there. That's what I'm coming from with the iPhone 11 Pro Max. I went to this. I didn't feel like I was being hindered with performance. I was video face chatting with someone on Facebook while I was getting notes for videos for the next day, while I was doing a bunch of other things, had a whole bunch of tabs open, going on websites. There was no hesitation. I didn't feel like I was on a budget or mid-range processor. Now, I will agree with reviewers that maybe in 2 or 3 years that may become a problem, but I'm not seeing the same slowness, and I'm coming from a flagship phone that other reviewers are seeing. Maybe there's something wrong with their phones. I don't know, but this thing runs great to me. And you also get other niceties that you wouldn't expect at this price point. It actually has front-facing stereo speakers. A lot of times you just get a mono speaker on a phone that's $350. Compared to the starting price iPhone SE, the 2020 version, this has double the storage for $50 less, which is impressive. And from a stills perspective, the camera quality on here, due to a lot of the post-processing that Google does with their Pixel phones, I wholeheartedly feel is superior to the SE. Now, video is a different story. If you're more of a video head and you want to spend around this price, I would go with the iPhone SE, but you're getting a lot of phone for the dollar. And let's talk more about the camera, because from a stills perspective, the 12.2 megapixel sensor on the back here combined with Google software, for the price, this is the best camera in the game, hands down, without question. Video is a little bit different of a story, but we'll get to that in a second. You get Google's amazing night sight mode, which I still like the iPhone 11's night mode more. A lot of people disagree with me on that, saying iPhone 11's night mode looks a little unnatural. I like the unnatural look. I think it does a better job with a night mode, but the night sight mode on the Google Pixel 4a is great. Taking shots in very low light scenarios, you could still get a great image. And still images like you're seeing here just come out super clear and crisp. A lot of contrast, a lot of color, a lot of detail. You don't usually get this quality camera at this price point. And video, honestly, isn't that bad. Now, the rear sensor, the max that it could do for video is 4K 30. Would be nice to have 4K 60 FPS like the iPhone SE, but I'm sure that's a limitation of the Qualcomm processor that Google decided to use, the 730G. But as you're seeing here, the video quality is solid. You get 4K 30, the image stabilization, software and iOS together is fine. It doesn't look overly aggressive. When I was walking here, I was purposely jiggling the phone and not holding it super steady to see how the image stabilization handled that. And it looks great. It's serviceable 4K 30 video. I just wish it had a 4K 20 FPS mode. On top of it too, you get cool things like call screening that Google phones have built into them. The audio caption, where it'll literally have captions for any audio coming out of your phone. You have the recorder software, which will turn the audio that you record into the phone into text, which is great.
Hello everybody, this is Rich of Review Tech USA, and I am testing out the audio recording software on the Google Pixel 4a.
You could literally make a transcript out of your voice recordings and then email them to yourself. If I had this in college, I would have crapped my pants. There is only one catch to the Google Pixel 4a. And to me, it's a big one that may turn some people off. Zero water resistance. None. Not even splash proof. Now look, I understand they want to cut costs and not have an IP67 or IP68 rating, but just do what Motorola does. Make it that if, a splash of water gets on the phone, you don't have to worry about it. I feel like I'm back in 2014 with this phone again. Oh, it's in my pocket. Am I getting sweaty walking outside because it's been 90 degrees? I don't want my sweat juices getting on the phone. I got to make sure I don't have the phone near my sink if I want to wash my hands. These are things that with the water resistance, which I don't treat my phone like I could go in the bath with it. I actually know some people that actually do that. I just like having that peace of mind. And with this phone, you don't get that. And I know for some people that may be a deal breaker, and I don't know why Google just didn't make the damn phone splash proof. No IP67 rating, 68 rating. Just make it so if little water gets on it, there's nothing to worry about. Motorola does it. So at the end of the day, with the great performance from this phone, I think the phone performs great with the Snapdragon 730G. Even Call of Duty Mobile runs great on it. With the incredible camera, the fact that it includes a fast charger and a decent amount of storage, 128 gigabytes for $350 minus the fact that it has no water resistance, this is the best budget/mid-range phone on the market, and I was not paid to do this review. Google did not have to review this video before I put it up. I just think it's awesome, and I may actually put my iPhone 11 Pro Max to rest for a while and use this as my daily driver. That's how good it is. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one. Well done, Google. Damn. Hey, if you enjoy my content, consider becoming a Review Tech USA member. I'll have a link below in the description. I live stream now on this channel all the time, and it gives you access to cool emoticons to use as well while I live stream. Again, link below in the description. Thank you for your continued support.